In my videos, I use the metaphor of music or musical metaphors very often to explain some of the core concepts of the strategic narrative methodology. And today I'm going to use it again. I'm going to use it again to help you hopefully get unstuck with your creative process when it comes to publishing your ideas. As a professional, if you claim to be an expert, you need to be engaging in what I call meaningful publication. Meaningful publication is the process of creating and sharing material that deeply resonates with your audience while also helping you explore, clarify, and articulate your thoughts and narrative. There are two facets to this approach, this practice, I should say, because I'm really talking about a practice, a daily practice. There are two facets. Yes, you're publishing for people, but you're doing this to explore your ideas. So there is something that matters it's really quite important to realize that in this practice, you don't do this primarily to inspire others, you do it to inspire yourself first. It's like playing an instrument. First, you see which instruments you want to play. You see if music resonates with you. And hopefully you're having fun. You're experimenting with sounds and you notice ways to express yourself. Maybe you like to play classical music, or maybe you like to play rock or jazz or pop. The styles come into play. Then eventually comes the day when you play a concert and play live. And that's when we get scary because we want to be perfect in front of people. That's the external facet of publication. But today I want to talk about the internal facet of publication. The stronger, the clearer, the more methodic, the more disciplined this facet is, the better it becomes outside. But it starts with the inside. It starts with the congruence between you, your thoughts, your heart, your energy, your emotions, and how you express them outside. One of the things that I'll carry with the metaphor here, one of the things that I notice is that in my practice of meaningful publication, I use different tools, different instruments. I use a paper journal. I use a writing software to capture my thoughts on text. And then I also use visuals. I do slides because when I do courses and live speaking, and I speak or do a keynote, or I like to have visuals with me. And I noticed recently that I had somehow forced myself to use one particular type of tool for one particular task, believing that I should do this because that's how everybody does it. And I mean, I was developing my courses outline just on a text document. I use Google Documents to do this. And I realized how I was getting stuck in my creativity. I started to not enjoy this. It felt like I had to force myself in doing it. And with one of my recent courses, I did this until the very last minute. The flow wasn't right there. I was getting late. The course felt unprepared. And at the last minute, I thought, if I could only have good slides that I can use interactively, they would just prompt all of the ideas and I could just speak naturally. And I realized, so I went to my slide design software. I use Keynote, Apple Keynote, and I created my entire course there in less than 2 hours. It was all there, a 90-minute course. A couple, I didn't count, but maybe like 50 slides or something. It just came naturally. And that taught me one essential lesson that I want to share with you, which is, I get creative on slides, and I took the time to research which instrument, which tool works best. And you've got to do the same. If you're feeling stuck in your meaningful publication practice, you feel like ideas don't flow, they don't come out naturally, maybe change instrument. It's okay. Maybe change tool. Maybe for you, it's not writing. Maybe it's not video. Maybe it's not slides. Maybe it's not drawing. Maybe it's not audio. Maybe it's something else. And it's up to you to discover what this other thing else. There is no prescribed rules to find this medium and use this medium in an authentic way. You get to pick, you get to choose. When I was a kid, fortunately, my mother bought a piano when I was about 4 or 5, and I instantly fell in love with piano. I was banging on the piano, and you know, for adult ears, maybe my melodies and my songs probably sounded terrible, but for me they sounded like the most magnificent things, because I was connecting to my soul. I was just in full contact with the core of what I wanted to say on this planet. I was letting life emerge through that medium. I found very quickly my most natural instrument. Later on, I added other instruments, musical instruments. I played the trumpet, and I sung, and I played the percussions too in different bands. So I never felt like I needed to stick with one instrument, and fortunately, it was not imposed to me. Never, never. The same goes for your publication practice. Don't feel like you have to use one particular tool. You can use whatever you want, and maybe you can change, and you can use multiple tools. And if your preferred tool is Twitter or LinkedIn, social media stuff, and if you prefer to do short or long, it is up to you to decide, but do it well. Commit to this. Commit to master this instrument, to understand it. And when that tool tells you that it's not going to work today, well, you got to cope with it, and you got to develop strategies to make it happen anyways. Because publishing meaningfully and authentically is an everyday thing. So, you know, pick the wrong canvas and you will get stuck. Pick the right canvas for you. I mean, there's no wrong or right. You got my point. Pick the canvas that matches you, that fits your energy, and all of a sudden it becomes joyful, and you will want to return to that canvas. You will want to get more on video. Like before I start this video, you know, minutes before, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. And all of a sudden, the fact that I'm starting the video, I'm seeing myself on camera, I'm like, yeah, oh, this thing. So that's how I noticed that my ideas tend to come and percolate and congregate as the second. Don't ask me how. It's magic, maybe. They just tend to come like little birds, little insects around me as soon as I touch and connect with my creative device. I hope this helps you, motivates you, inspire you to build narrative power for your professional services business. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below, send them to me. And I hope to see your writings, your videos, your drawings, whatever it might be, published. And I hope to enjoy them very, very soon. Many blessings. I'll see you next time.